Okay. I have a personal issue. um, Whenever they draw a triangle like that, I personally like it when the right angle is here. I don't know. I like it better when it's like that. So I would be rotating this thing like this. Um, what, 180 degrees? The long side is your hypotenuse. That's that. And then the 21 would be here. I think. And the 20 would be there. And then here's angle T. Yeah, if I turn upside down, go like that. I've rotated it 180 degrees, so I'm looking at it upside down right now to make sure I got everything. 29, 21, and 20. And again, you may not need to do this, but I'm a visual learner, and when I learned the stuff about opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse and all that, I just I like it better like this. So the long side here, which is across from your right angle, that is your hypotenuse. All right, hypotenuse. And if you read through all of Mobius, they do talk about this thing called SOHCAHTOA. And the S is for sine, the C is for cosine, and the T is for tangent when you're looking at this. Okay, so this is for sine, this is for cosine, and the T is for tangent. And then you'll notice they have O's and A's and H's floating around in there. And the O stands for opposite. The H is for the hypotenuse. And the A is for adjacent. And those all have to do with the angle that you're talking about, which in this case is this T. Now, there's three sides in the triangle. The longest side, which is always across from the right angle, is the hypotenuse. But in terms of who is the opposite and who is the adjacent, you have to look at the angle that you're talking about. And so for this angle, when they talk about the opposite, you're looking at T and you're looking at the side that is opposite, that's across from this angle. Just like the hypotenuse is always, the hypotenuse here is always across from the 90-degree angle. When you're talking about opposite, you're talking about the side that is across from the angle T. And then the word adjacent, what color have I not used here? Let's go with orange, I guess. Adjacent means next to. So for angle T, this side here is next to it. So is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is next to it also. It's just on the opposite side because the orange side and that blue side come together to make that V shape, which gives you that rotation for angle T. But we've already identified the hypotenuse as that longest side, so he's already got a name. So when they refer to the adjacent side, they're talking about the side that is next to angle T. So this orange side here, and the hypotenuse here create this rotation, which is angle T, okay? So, when you see SOHCAHTOA, SOHCAH, the sign is the opposite. It's the opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay, you have to remember that the OH really means O over H. O over H. And O is the purple side, right? That's your opposite, which in this case is 20 over, I probably should do this underneath of it, sorry. That's the 20 over the hypotenuse, which is the blue side here, which is the 29. And if you can reduce that, you should, but I can't, so that's what I would type in here. The sign of t would be 20 over 29. Now, for the cosine, that is a over h. A is the adjacent, which is the orange, which is 21, over the hypotenuse. I forgot to highlight that over there, sorry, which is 29. So 21 over 29 is going to be my cosine. And then your tangent is O over, it's the opposite over the adjacent, and the opposite is the purple, which is the 20, over the adjacent, which is the orange, which is the 21. And so 20 over 21 is what I'll type in for tangent. Now, secant, cosecant, and cotangent are the reciprocals of sine, cosine, and tangent, except not in that order. It's misleading because they put sine, cosine, and tangent, and then they would put secant, cosecant, and cotangent. It seems like it's in the same order, like respectively, like sine would go with secant and cosine would go with cosecant and tangent goes with cotangent, but it's not. Let me show you. Darn it. Sorry. Okay. The only one that actually makes sense is tangent with cotangent, because that sounds right. Tangent, cotangent. And why they didn't word it this way, I don't know. But sine, I've already used pink and I've already used all these colors. I haven't used lime green yet. Okay, sine actually pairs up with cosecant. And I haven't used bright pink either. Okay, and cosine pairs up with secant. I don't know why. I don't know who did this, because they started with sine, cosine, and tangent. And my brain's thinking, shouldn't it be like sine, secant, and tangent? So you could have sine with cosine and secant with cosecant and tangent with cotangent. That would make more sense to me, but, you know, I didn't come up with this. So anyway, the way I remembered it is, for every pair, they can only be one co. Like with tangent, it has cotangent, the CO on that. Co. What is going on? I don't know why this is doing weird things. So you've got a co on this, and then secant has a co, and cosine has a co. So sine actually goes with cosecant, and the cosine, which already has the co in it, goes with secant, which doesn't have a co. I don't know if that makes any sense. Anyway, you just flip all these over to the reciprocals. So I think my time is going to run out in a few seconds, so let me just jump back to the answer and show you. Sine goes with cosecant, so if sine is 20 over 29, cosecant is 29 over 20. And I just flipped them all and I got them all right.